Life Audio.
Welcome to the TMOS Podcast, where we share how grace, commitment, and cooperation can help couples live the everyday moments of marriage together. Hey, everybody, we are Ted
and Ashley Slater. Is the kitchen a battleground in your marriage? In this episode, we're dishing out 3 attitudes you can bring to the kitchen to turn tension over tacos into love over lasagna. If I love you but step away from the stove sounds familiar, tune in to discover how to make shared cooking time a recipe for deeper intimacy. So, Ted.
Yeah, we're not going to make any comments about your intro there. It was very cheesy.
Yes, very
I loved
cheesy.
It. It's tasty.
Mm-hmm. And you're very on theme there with your corny jokes.
Maybe I am. I'd like to keep it spicy. Carry on, my dear.
You love to cook, and over the past 20-something years,
yes,
you've had some very specific culinary interests.
I have.
Like I'm talking smoked meats, chicken wings, jerky. Like each one of those was your thing for a season. You did research. You experimented with different approaches to seasoning and flavors. I mean, you're still smoking meats, and I hope that that stays your thing for like forever.
Yeah, it's the thing to think is that smoking is an ingredient in a way. Like if you got a chicken,
smoke is an ingredient.
Kind of. You got to think of it like that. You know, it affects the flavor and texture and so on. So it's just another ingredient in my list of food ingredient options.
Yeah. All right. Well, that makes sense because it does taste different if you add smoked chicken rather than baked chicken to a dish.
And the way I do it with my electric pellet smoker, people are going to scoff at me who are real meat smokers. My electric pellet smoker, I can set it so it's like a precise temperature and it stays at, 220 degrees for 18 hours, for example.
You're getting very Alton Brown on me here.
Oh, yeah. I love my smoker. I do like cooking. I do get obsessed with wings, jerky, smoking, and so on.
Well, your passion for food has always been fun to watch and very messy to clean up.
Mm-hmm. True story.
So when you told me about a Milk Street radio episode where Christopher Kimball interviewed journalist Ella Quittner about her New York Times article, I love you, but I hate your cooking, I was intrigued.
Yeah, I listened. I haven't read, there's an article I think she wrote, right?
Yeah, for the New York Times.
Haven't read that, but I listened to the interview and it was pretty interesting. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's really a fascinating look at how couples handle tension in the kitchen and how it often has nothing to do with the actual food. Like the interview really dove into how kitchen conflicts aren't just about meal prep. They're often about like control, communication styles, and deeper insecurities. Like who gets to organize the spice rack?
I do.
Or, right, yeah, you do. And sometimes I mess it up.
Who decides what goes on top of the counters? You do.
Right. Yeah. That kind of thing.
So the stand mixer, that's on top of the counter because it's cool.
Well, it's heavy. That thing is heavy. Like to try to lift that up and down and hide it.
Yeah.
I mean, some people have those fancy kitchens where they have like the hidden compartments that lift up and down or, doors.
Yeah. Sweeney Todd has one of those, I think.
Oh, yeah. Let's not talk about that.
Okay.
Okay. Well, for us, looking back, we didn't really have huge kitchen blowouts, but we definitely have had moments.
Yes.
Like I've always been a follow the recipe person.
Uh-huh.
And for me, that was about not messing up. I figured if I follow the instructions, I can't fail.
And my thought is if we add liquid smoke to this lasagna, it's going to be even better than the recipe maker. And that turned out not to be true.
That was not good.
That was very bad.
But you saw, and you still see recipes more like suggestions.
Yeah, because they're suggesting that I do it this way.
Yeah. And I used to say things like, that's not in the recipe.
And I'd be like, yeah, well, insert clever response here.
Yeah. Well, so, with me wanting to use the recipes, I think deep down it really wasn't about the food for me. It was more about my fear of failure.
Sure. And, in retrospect, it's reasonable to follow a recipe, especially the first or second time you do something. It makes sense.
Yeah. And that's kind of been my thing. Like you follow it the first time and then after that you figure out how to change it.
And I've come along there now, more or less.
Yeah. And I've learned that some of our best meals have come from deviating from the recipe.
Thank you. Like when I deviate.
Yes.
Thank you.
Well, I've learned to deviate too.
You deviate.
And we'll talk a little bit more about this conflict we've had a little later in the episode. So let's not reveal too much about it right now.
Okay.
But do you also remember earlier in our marriage how you used to add, you still do this, but add mayo or hot sauce to the meals I made before even tasting them?
Did I used to do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Well,
it used to hurt my feelings because I think it triggered like feelings of not being good enough.
So mayonnaise hurt your feelings. This is a quotable quote.
Yes.
Mayonnaise
Your
hurt my
use
feelings.
of mayonnaise.
And here's an example where it's not the food that's the thing. It's the heart behind
Well,
it.
just like the recipe thing.
Yeah.
I think the recipe thing was not wanting to mess up, not wanting to fail. So,
And there are some real men listening to us right now. They're like, Ted eats mayonnaise? Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
yeah.
I don't respect that boy.
So those are both like instances of us having a kitchen conflict where it really wasn't about the food. And I don't think at the time, I mean, we're looking back like 20 years.
Yeah.
And I'm realizing, it wasn't about the food. But at the time I thought it was.
Pretty interesting. Yeah.
You know, because now you still add things to the food and I don't care. I'm like, you're adding mayo? You haven't tried it yet? I don't care. So,
And when we talk mayonnaise, it's not to a sandwich. It's to spaghetti.
it's some weird, I was going to say Midwestern thing, but I don't want to insult any
Midwesterners.
Midwesterners.
It's my heritage. We put mayonnaise in our spaghetti.
See, I have lived in the Midwest too, and we didn't do that.
Okay.
So it must be certain parts of the Midwest.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, well, we even asked a few friends online about their kitchen conflicts. So Carrie said she and her husband argue about when to throw out expired food. I say it's expired, throw it out. That's my personal thing. That's not something you and I fight about.
Some things I'd throw out, milk, meat. Some things I'm like the sniff test.
Yeah. And Liz shared that the kitchen is a conflict zone because of dietary restrictions and picky eating. And our friend Lynn told me how early in their marriage, her husband offered to cook, but she couldn't stop helping, in quotes, him. So eventually they had to talk it out, and now she enjoys watching him do it his own way.
His own way. Well, I know Lynn, and I know who she's married to, and I can envision them in the kitchen.
Yes, I will have to share the whole story with you because it's very humorous, but it was too long to share the whole thing
that's too bad.
Here. So, her story is such a good reminder that cooking together doesn't mean doing things the same way.
Yeah, that's good.
So how do we move from I love you, but I hate your cooking to I love you and I love your cooking? We've got 3 heart-level attitudes to bring into the kitchen, but first we're going to take a quick break.
For some of us, personal finances aren't just personal. They include loved ones, neighbors, the communities we call home, and the causes we hold in our hearts. At Thrivent, planning your finances is bigger than just money. We help you put your plans into motion and faith into action so you can do more for the ones in your heart. Because sometimes all you need to make a difference is someone to help you make it happen. Thrivent, where money means more. Connect with us at Thrivent.com.
Americans have a big healthcare problem. Over 100 million U.S. citizens carry medical debt, but that's not the whole story. With health insurance, your out-of-pocket and monthly costs are way too high. You get surprise bills, denied claims, and poor customer service. That's a serious burden. As Christians, we don't have to pay for a broken system. Christian Healthcare Ministries is an alternative to health insurance at half the cost. You can enroll at any time and join a proven faith-based solution that's both reliable and affordable. CHM isn't just help, it's financial and spiritual support when you need it most. Families across the country count on CHM to step in during their hardest moments, and it works. Stand up to health insurance with a low-cost biblical solution. Join CHM today by visiting chministries.org/wellness. That's chministries.org/wellness.
So today we're unpacking 3 simple but powerful attitudes we can bring into the kitchen to help reduce conflict and increase connection around food. They might sound like no-brainers, but let's be honest, we all need reminders sometimes.
Let me suggest what the first one might be.
Okay.
Withhold food from your spouse for 3 days, and then they will be compelled to love your cooking. Is that a good one?
No.
Let's go with your idea then. What's your
I think they
first?
might be very angry.
That would maybe not be so helpful.
That sounds a little abusive.
Undo. Never mind.
Undo. How about respect?
Oh, that's like the opposite of what I just
Yes.
said.
Okay.
Okay.
So Jesus said in Matthew 7:12, so whatever you wish that others would do to you, do also to them. So would you like someone
Having
to do
food withheld?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So I think this, the golden rule applies to the kitchen too. Respect means giving each other space to have opinions, creativity, and even messes without jumping in to criticize or take over. And sometimes that respect looks like not asking, are you sure you want to do that? 5 times in a row.
You sure you want to add that ingredient? You sure? Okay.
Okay. Well, and as we talked about early in our marriage, I used to question every deviation you made from a recipe.
Everyone?
I think so, because we
cow.
would cook together.
Yeah.
Now I just let you do your thing.
Lots of deviation.
Yeah. And you'd say something like, the spirit of Augie was upon you.
Yeah. Augie was my best man. He's a legit trained chef.
Yeah. And then I just walk away and turn on the Food Network. Now I'm like, hey, Ted, can you make this? And I let you do your thing.
There you go.
I think the only thing you overcomplicate sometimes is chicken noodle soup.
I do. Yeah. I've learned it's best to keep it simple, but if I make it complex, it tends not to be as good as simple.
Yeah.
Simple, good ingredients.
And I think I realized that when I questioned you constantly, I wasn't showing that, what I was showing was that I trusted some stranger's recipe more than I trust your instincts.
Holy moly, that's kind of heavy.
Right?
You trusted some stranger's
recipe more than I trusted your instincts.
Oh, my lands. Wow. I would not consider Pioneer Woman a stranger.
We weren't using Pioneer.
She's a friend.
We weren't using her recipes at that point.
We don't literally know her, but
right. But I mean, that's what was happening.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that was early, first couple years of marriage. I mean, now we've been married, 22, almost 23 years?
Mm-hmm. Feels like 23.
Yeah, December, right? So I know you make good food, especially when you're just going by instinct. Yeah.
Yes, sometimes.
There are some things that don't complicate
sometimes
green
I
bean
put on
casserole.
my college boy hat and I just make college boy food with leftovers.
But you just do that for yourself.
For myself.
When you're making things for the family.
It's typically edible, but not very good.
Yeah. And so now I don't really question your instincts.
Thank you.
For the most part. Well, I do when you make the college boy food for yourself in the morning. I kind of just laugh at you and say, hey, your stomach's going to hurt.
And it does, more often than not.
Yeah. So, and I think you've learned to respect my needs for structure too. So like if I'm the executive chef on something, you let me follow the recipe.
Absolutely. Yep.
You might question the knife I picked to cut things with.
Oh, yes. I like, we've got a chef knife that's good for like chef knife stuff.
I used a little tiny knife because my hands are tiny.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Cool.
Uh-huh.
Cutting an onion with a steak knife is not fun.
It works for me. The big one's scary.
They are scary.
All right. It sounds like we still have a kitchen issue to work through. So respect means giving each other creative freedom without feeling threatened or dismissed.
Excellent definition. Is that out of a book or just came to you?
Yeah, it's just there.
It's good.
All right. Number 2.
Yes.
Curiosity.
Killed something, didn't it?
Maybe.
A cat?
But then the cat came back. What's the rest of that?
I don't know. There is a second part to
that nobody quotes. But our girls know it, so they always finish it. Okay. So in the Milk Street interview I mentioned earlier, the journalist mentioned one couple she talked to who had this tension because the guy was obsessed with making bread.
Oh, like literally obsessed, like over the top crazy, which is admirable, but...
Like he had it rising in the bathroom, under the covers of the bed.
Because the temperature and humidity were apparently just right.
Yeah. And at first I was like, all right, yeah, that would drive me nuts.
Yeah. Unless you were in on it, if you were invested in the success or in the bread or whatever.
Yeah. But then I was kind of like...
Still, it is obsessive. It's a little wild.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't do well if you did that.
Yeah.
But I was thinking, what if she had gotten curious? Like, what if instead of getting annoyed, she'd been like, so what is it about bread that's captured your heart?
Right. Or why is proofing it in the bed under the covers better than proofing it in the oven under a sheet of tinfoil?
Yeah.
Just an example. Curious. That's good.
Right.
Asking questions. This is unusual. Help me understand what's going on here.
Yeah.
Husband, wife.
Or you could ask me, so why do you use the little knife to cut the onions?
Huh.
And I'll say, it's because I have little hands and the big knife scares me. So as a spouse, instead of judging, we can get curious. We can ask, what's motivating this? What does it mean to them?
It's good. It's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so the Gottman Institute talks about asking open-ended questions as being a part of curiosity. So in the kitchen, curiosity could sound like, how'd you come up with this flavor combo? Or what's your favorite part of making this dish? And that kind of curiosity builds connection. And I think it makes space for shared joy instead of silent or not so silent frustration.
Yeah. I'm not sure I have much to add to that.
All right.
Curiosity and asking questions. I think that's a great response to not understanding why your spouse is doing something weird with food.
Yeah. I mean, you might still be frustrated after you find out why.
Sure.
But at least you've taken the time to try to be curious.
Little hands, little knife? No, doesn't work for me.
Well, you're free to cut the onion yourself.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to take a quick break, but stick around. When we come back, we'll share one final attitude that can help turn kitchen conflict into deeper connection.
At Thrivent, planning your finances is bigger than money. It's a way to support the people, causes, and community you love. Because helping you put your faith into action is at the heart of what we do. Thrivent, where money means more. Connect with us at Thrivent.com.
Health insurance rates are surging in America, leaving millions without affordable options. If you're sick of having paychecks eaten up by healthcare costs or dealing with mega corporations, then listen to this. Christians don't need to waste money on a broken system. That's why I want to tell you about Christian Healthcare Ministries. It's an alternative to traditional health insurance at half the cost. With CHM, fellow believers contribute monthly to help pay each other's medical bills. There's no enrollment period, so you can join anytime. And you aren't restricted to provider networks, so you choose the doctors and hospitals you want. It's that simple. CHM is not insurance. It's a ministry that puts faith into action. Feel the difference of financial support and biblical care from fellow believers. Join CHM today by visiting chministries.org/wellness. That's chministries.org/wellness.
So today we're exploring 3 key attitudes that can help turn kitchen clashes into opportunities for connection. So far, we've talked about respect and curiosity. So the third one is humility.
Humility.
So we're going to go back to that Milk Street interview again. And Ella Quittner shared how psychologists that she interviewed say these food fights often trigger bigger emotions. You know, but that it's not really about like the overcooked pasta. It's about feeling unseen, unheard, or underappreciated. And when that happens, we really need to step away and ask what's really going on inside me. Like when we talked about earlier, I didn't realize the recipe thing was about me.
Right. Not wanting to mess up.
Not wanting to fail.
Not wanting to fail.
And so when we were making it together and you wanted to not follow the recipe, I was afraid we were going to fail.
So there's an aspect of fear.
Right.
What could I have done if I had identified that, or if I was like, I can't really correct. Can I correct? Can I bring insight to that? Is it possible for me to say, are you afraid you'll fail?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I
It
think
depends
we
on
had
the couple.
Yeah, and I think we probably hadn't been married long enough to delve into that. I think that's probably something I would have needed to recognize, and we would have had just to talk through.
Right.
And then maybe it would have been one of those things where it would have been like, okay, well, maybe we just add one extra ingredient, or we deviate in one way instead of doing it too much. Or, you know, we make it the first time by the recipe and then we change it. I don't know. Yeah. That's an excellent question.
Of course it is.
But I think that, you know, humility means admitting, maybe I'm not angry about the kitchen. Maybe I'm tired or feeling disconnected, or maybe there's something else going on here. And I think that pause can save the evening or the afternoon or, you know, the interaction.
That's really good. Yeah. Like if I'm suggesting, hey, let's put this special spice that I got from some spice company in the curry, and you're like resistant. I'm not sure where I'm going with this. Yeah. We could have a conversation about.
Yeah.
I don't even know where I'm going with this.
Instead of you like digging in your feet and being like, no, I bought this for it and I'm putting it in.
Right. Because it's not just about the food. It's not just about the ingredient. It's about something more than that.
Right. And I think normally it is about something more than that when I question you on something. Now that I'm thinking about it.
Okay, so I know where I was going with that. So instead of saying, so this asafoetida that I got for the curry that I want to put in, and you're like, no, I don't want that. My thought is, well, it's asafoetida, and that's like famous for curry, and of course, but it's not necessarily only about the ingredients, about something bigger than that. So I should back up and be like, okay, maybe you're wanting to follow the recipe this first time, or you're concerned deviating might make it different from, it's bigger than just the ingredient.
Right. I mean, nowadays it would be because we have a daughter that's started having weird reactions to Indian food.
So simple. Yeah. Right.
And I'd be like, wait, that's a new one we've introduced recently. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. So it takes humility, I think, to pause in the middle of a kitchen conflict and ask, what's really going on in my heart? And one verse that really speaks to this, I think, is Philippians 2:3, which says, do nothing from selfish ambition or conceit, but in humility count others more significant than yourselves. And I think when we approach our spouse with humility, we step away to calm down because we're upset, or when we're cooking and we want to insert ourselves and tell them what to do, but instead we choose to value their preferences or their perspective or even their way of cutting vegetables or what spices they pick, it can turn a potential conflict into an opportunity for connection.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, I'm just reflecting back on all the kinds of things we've had disagreements or misunderstandings about when it comes to cooking. Even the size that onions are. Is it diced? Is it minced? Is it slices? What is it? And maybe it's not only about the shape of the onion pieces, but it's something deeper. It's something going on in the heart, my heart. I'm the arrogant one, maybe. And I'm like, well, this is going to be better.
I can tell you what it is about onions for me, why I like them finely diced.
Texture, crunchiness.
I never liked onions and things growing up, especially if they were crunchy. So I do like the flavor of onions on things, but I like them to be less noticeable.
Yeah, that makes
sense.
I
like them smaller.
Okay.
And so if I really want them smaller in a dish, I offer to cut them.
Okay.
That's my way of handling that.
Interesting. It's good. Yeah, so many conversations about food.
Right.
This is good.
All right. So is your kitchen a battleground or a place of connection? Here are 3 attitudes that can help you go from tension over tacos to love over lasagna. And this is our recap. Respect, curiosity, and humility. All right. We're going to take one more short break. And when we come back, we'll share this week's Us Time Challenge.
For some of us, personal finances aren't just personal. They include loved ones, neighbors, the communities we call home, and the causes we hold in our hearts. At Thrivent, planning your finances is bigger than just money. We help you put your plans into motion and faith into action so you can do more for the ones in your heart. Because sometimes all you need to make a difference is someone to help you make it happen. Thrivent, where money means more. Connect with us at Thrivent.com.
Health insurance rates are surging in America, leaving millions without affordable options. If you're sick of having paychecks eaten up by healthcare costs or dealing with mega corporations, then listen to this. Christians don't need to waste money on a broken system. That's why I want to tell you about Christian Healthcare Ministries. It's an alternative to traditional health insurance at half the cost. With CHM, fellow believers contribute monthly to help pay each other's medical bills. There's no enrollment period, so you can join anytime. And you aren't restricted to provider networks, so you choose the doctors and hospitals you want. It's that simple. CHM is not insurance. It's a ministry that puts faith into action. Feel the difference of financial support and biblical care from fellow believers. Join CHM today by visiting chministries.org/wellness. That's chministries.org/wellness.
So, okay, the Us Time Challenge is next time.
Wait, can I interrupt you?
Yeah. You already did.
You said tension over tacos, and I'm thinking triumph over tacos. And you had what? Something over...
Love over lasagna. Which is what we're having for dinner.
Over lasagna. So here I am exalting the preeminence of tacodom.
Well, then it would be loathing over lasagna and triumph over tacos. You'd have to swap them.
It's been swapped.
Okay.
We prefer We like both lasagna. We're eating lasagna for dinner.
Yeah, we are. I mean, it's frozen. We didn't make it. I mean, I'm cooking it.
Anyway,
but all
sorry
right.
about the. I just want to make sure people didn't have a takeaway that we don't like tacos or value tacos as a food item.
Well,
it's revered.
If we're
highly.
having tension over it, it means we're eating them. It means we're making them, and we care deeply if there's tension.
Crunchy.
Because maybe you're like cutting the onions differently, and I'm upset about it, right? So, okay. Well, that's time challenge. So next time you cook together or even just prep a quick lunch, try this. Pick one of these 3 attitudes to intentionally practice. Whether it's showing respect by biting your tongue, not literally, asking a curious question, or stepping back with humility, try it out and then talk about it and see how it went.
I so want to keep adding stuff to this, but that's a good summary.
Yeah.
So,
all right. Well, thanks for joining us on the Team Us podcast. Be sure to sign up for my weekly email newsletter at ashleyslater.com. And when you do, you'll get my free ebook, 5 Simple Marriage Tools You Should Know. We're looking forward to next time as we keep talking about how grace, commitment, and cooperation can help couples live the everyday moments of marriage together.
Team Us with Ted and Ashley Slater is a production of Life Audio and Salem Media. If you liked what you heard today, please take a second to rate and review the podcast in your favorite podcast app so that more listeners like you can find the show. For more faith-filled, inspirational podcasts, visit us at lifeaudio.com.
At Thrivent, planning your finances is bigger than money. It's a way to support the people, causes, and community you love. Because helping you put your faith into action is at the heart of what we do. Thrivent, where money means more. Connect with us at Thrivent.com.